bars, first shotgun, pistol grip action. Beat a motherfucker more pellets than Pac-Man. Undercover trying to listen in like.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Curious Red Flags podcast, episode 44. On a Sunday, y'all coming straight out of church. Y'all probably already confessed, but y'all gonna have to confess again because y'all listening to another episode of the Curious Red Flags podcast, episode 44. I got a special guest in the building. He'll be in here about 3:08, but I'm gonna let a lot of y'all just gather in here real quick, man. This is episode 44, man. At the bottom of the screen, we got a number 202-949-6719, 202-949-6719. That number is used to basically, you never miss a live, you never miss an episode, you never miss a show. You will get a direct link to every episode when you text that number with your name. You know, a lot of you guys are like, hey, oh my God, I subscribed, I don't see it. You know, you guys are mad at me. You're in my DM like this.
I'm fighting for my life. Yo, killing me with this.
Well, you ain't got to fight anymore. Just text the number 202-949-649-6719. Appreciate everybody during the week hitting the Cash App, man. You guys hit the Cash App. Everything that goes on in the Cash App goes straight to the goddamn podcast. Wonder Man in the goddamn building. I know you guys are going to be dragging in a little bit. Like, I understand some of y'all coming away from the game. Some of y'all are Knicks fans like I'm supposed to be. Listen, man, I ride with LeBron. As long as I ride with LeBron, I will be okay. The New York Knicks have not won in years, and I have a heart murmur, and I will not suffer through that situation. I'm sorry.
I'm fighting for my life. Yo, killing me with this.
But as long as I roll with LeBron, I will be okay. A lot of you might say, oh, you a front runner. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you this.
Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a cell on the end of it when you talk to me.
But we got a special guest in here today, man. We got a very special guest. This episode is going to be a little bit different because you're going to get an episode with two men that are about to talk. I mean, I've had men on the show, but this is a little bit different because this is a friend of mine, and I hope a lot of you guys can learn from this episode as you watch it, man. I see you guys in there. I'm about to bring them in a few minutes, man. Make a couple of quick announcements. This Tuesday at the Curious Red Flag versus the World morning show, I have a special guest. I have a Black comedy club owner that will be on the show this Tuesday. I can't wait for that. That is my man, Nate Jackson, holding at the Tacoma Comedy Club out there in Tacoma, Washington. So we will have him this Tuesday. Second announcement I will be making is me and the wife will have some projects coming to you guys real soon as well. Couple of comedy shows will be going down this July that I'll be booked for. So a lot of you guys, they're like, hey, when's your next show? Make sure you guys pay close attention. As you can see, I'm wearing the Curious Red Flags podcast sweatshirt, t-shirts, Demon Box t-shirts, Demon Wood t-shirts. You can find that by clicking in the link in my bio on my Instagram page. Make sure you guys go ahead and pick that up as well. I see you guys rolling in. Wonder Man, Mike Breezy, my nigga Doe Beezy will be. Yes, he is in the building. He is here. He is patiently. Actually, he was here before me. I turned on the screen and Doughboy was sitting here before I was sitting there. And I come to my shit early, but this nigga was earlier than me. So I'm excited to see that. I think without further ado, I'm about to just bring him in, man. So I need y'all guys to put y'all red flags in the comment section. There's enough of you guys in here right now, and I know the numbers will grow as we go on. I need you guys to put your red flags up, man. I've known this guy since 2013. Hilarious dude. Not only talented. You guys saw him on Wildin' Out. You guys saw him on a lot of ADD stuff, man. Hilarious as hell. Content creator, funny as shit. And then not only that, inspiring people with a fitness journey like no other. You also see him on the Just Us podcast. You also listen, this nigga got a lot of shit out. So I'm not going to just sit here and pinpoint everything. The man has a lot of shit out. He goes by a bunch of names. We got him in the goddamn building. I see all of you guys in here right now. You guys came in time. Give it up. 4 bombs. 2, 3, 4. Let's do this, Johnny. Let's bring in the one and only Doughboy in the building. Doughboy in the building. What's up, brother?
Brother, man, that was a hell of an intro. Thank you. I was like, who is this nigga he's introducing? Oh, it's me.
Hey, man, it's my man. Well, what name do you want to go by? Before
I got it. You know I keep a ton of new nickname alerts. You know what I'm saying? We could go with Doja Simpson because I'm killing these hoes. We can do Dobithius the GOAT because I'm a prophet. I'm ahead of my time. But we're just going to keep it simple. Your boy Doughboy is in the building, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for quick icebreaker before we start the show. Quick icebreaker, because I'm not gonna do on this podcast. I'm not gonna like fool myself and be like, oh, let me tell everybody what Doughboy does, because half these followers know who you. All these followers know who you are. I'm just gonna sit here, let you know. So we're gonna start off first red flag moment. Did you ever think when you were young? Mm-hmm. That when you bought Jordans or you bought different gear, that it would help you get buns? So you thought that too?
Absolutely.
This is a red flag in the black community for men, because I always thought it was just, I was like, damn, if I get those white and blue 12s, I should at least be able to bust at least 3 pieces of ass if I had this outfit on.
Absolutely. Yo, let me tell you a quick story, bro. I had a situation like that when I was coming up, right? Because I used to love Jordans and shit, but my parents, they didn't have the bread like that for me, right? So this was in, I want to say 95. I think I was 15 at the time. So I was able to get the Grant Hills, the white. You remember the Grant Hills, the white with the blue joint?
Before the injury.
Before the injury, the patent leather joints that he used to have, right? So I ended up getting those joints for Christmas. And then this is an embarrassing story. It's going to show you how fat I've been my whole life. A random Saturday night comes, right? And my family's eating dinner that everybody's eating out. And so I'm like, hey, nobody got nothing for me. He was like, you got your gift, eat them shoes if you that hungry. So my dad says, eat them shoes, basically like, nigga, you ain't getting no McDonald's. So he was like, if you want some McDonald's, take the shoes back. So after I took the shoes back and ended up getting some bullshit Nikes, I realized that my love for McDonald's was more than it was for fresh kicks. So yes, I took back a pair of Grant Hills to get a quarter pounder and some nuggets. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
So you had disappeared. I just see myself.
I'm letting the people show you the love. No. I let you have the screen just now.
Got you.
Story, you know. So
yes, so that did happen. I took back some Grant Hills so I can get some McDonald's. It's a fat boy memory. It's not my proudest moment.
No, well, all right. So I remember the black and red sixes, right?
Yes,
and I was like, I saw those in the window, and I'm like, yo, there was Keisha, and there was Chanel, and I was like, yo. If I get these 6s, I gotta get the drawers. I gotta get the drawers.
You have to.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. So this is an embarrassing story, right? I wear a size 9.5, but I could wear a 9. Okay. So I don't have no arch in my foot, right? Got it. So okay, they only had an 8, and I was like, yo, they was like, we only have an 8. I was like, nigga. You telling me too much shit I don't care about. Put some 8s.
you put your foot in the 8s.
Put them 8s.
That's how niggas get bunions. That's how niggas get bunions.
I get bunions. So my toes were like this. They were like kangaroo paws at this point, right? and I go to this dance, right? Toes burning, though.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Not only were you a 9.5. You rocking a pair of 8s, a size 8s, going to a dance where you're gonna have to do nothing but move these feet.
Red flag. Red flag. Yo, my toes are on Miami Heat time right now. Okay? They are hurting. Not only that, Chanel gave attention to a nigga who had on Converse, the cloth joints. She was on this nigga dick the whole time, right?
The basic Converse All-Stars.
The basic Converse All-Stars. And the other chick, right? The other chick, she was getting maxed by another chick who was in heels. Listen. The whole night my feet was like this.
I'm fighting for my
The whole night my feet is on fire, though. The whole night. And when I took them shits home, I remember at the end of the night, them two girls like, what's wrong? And I remember, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all feel these goddamn feet? Shut up, ho.
Fuck y'all. Yeah, because, come on, man. How many times, bro, do we buy, like, you ever think back and think about outfits that you don't have, that like you be like, damn, where'd my money go? Like, I had bought a $300 iceberg t-shirt that I wore I wore that shit maybe 3 times a week at one point. Nobody was gonna give me the buns.
You gotta get the buns. I gotta get
the buns.
Yo, I be doing that shit now, bro. Like, as an adult, I be buying like all the OJs that I couldn't get back in the day. It's like the nostalgic feel.
Hold on, real quick. I got imaginary staff. Hold on, Kenny. Kenny. Are you checking the people when they walk in? This is a free club. Are they paying with their likes? Are they hitting Kenny? Hey, Kenny, look.
That's right. I'm running things. All
right, Kenny. I just need you. Make sure these niggas is hitting the like button, Kenny. Make sure they hit the like button and make sure they share it. Doughboy, real quick, what's your cash app?
Oh, I am Doughboy. IAMDOBOY with a $sign in front of it.
All right, so we get it right now.
Oh, appreciate you, brother.
Of course, man. I ain't gonna sit up
I'm
here
so happy to be here, nigga.
No, I'm happy to have you too. We're gonna have a good time, man.
Yes, yes.
I am Doughboy, right?
IAMDOBOY, yes.
All right. There we go. Bam.
Bong, bong, bong.
Show up at the bottom of the screen. All right.
Yes.
This is episode 44, Curious Red Flags podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in, man, and rocking with me. I'm on a 44. Let me just say this first. I'm on the 44th episode of my podcast right now.
44?
44 episodes. Not only 44 episodes, but I'm on 10 episodes of my morning show that I do on Tuesday. And I'm on 5 episodes of my update shit I do on Friday. Now, I could have brought you on the morning show, but I was like, the Curious Red Flags podcast is one of the most transparent podcasts I have. It's red flags that everybody can learn from each other. Shantae Waynes in the goddamn building.
Shout out to the Shantae Waynes and the Live Better. The Live Better. That shout out to Shantae.
Live better gear. I want to start this off by saying that this 2013. I met Doughboy. I met Doughboy in 2013, and that year I had a birthday party. That year, Doughboy, just like this episode of the podcast, was there before I got there. And Doughboy had me drunk the whole birthday party. And I'm letting a lot of you guys know this in the comment section because I want you guys to understand the relationship between me and this dude, because a lot of people don't know, but me and Doughboy, the story we're going to share on this episode, man, which is I'm so glad to have him, is you're going to learn forgiveness. You're going to learn how to handle things as men, because while we sit here today on this podcast, me and Doughboy always didn't see eye to eye. We didn't get along. It was we had a lot of situations. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about all of that. We're gonna talk about things that we feel. Let's start off 2013. 2013, Doughboy.
Let's get into it.
You are now going into your first season of Wildin' Out. Talk to me about that. What's good?
So that was a very, very instrumental part in my life because I have been out here since '09. You know what I'm saying? So I had came out here October of '09. And for those 3 years, it was, you know, it was just grinding. Like, and it was such a different time. And I know you can relate to this because we didn't have the privilege of having social media back then like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Facebook was very, very new in its infancy. YouTube was very new. Twitter was a baby, and Instagram hadn't even really, I think it was, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't really have a lot of those vehicles, you know what I'm saying, to get ourselves out there. So from '09 to '12, or from 2009 to 2012, I just was, you know, making the rounds, doing whatever I could, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 to make it happen. I ended up getting the audition for Wild 'N Out. Shout out to CT. I had bumped into him randomly in the middle of the street, and he just had told me where to go. He was like, don't go on my date, but you go here, da-da-da-da-da. So I ended up lucking out, you know what I'm saying, impressing Niall and Nick and the good folks over there, Wild 'N Out, you know what I'm saying, enough to get on the show. So, yeah, so 2013, I was just super excited, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this was going to be my first time on TV. I felt like, you know, everything in my life was going to change. And so, yeah, that was my mind state right about then. I had been doing comedy since '06. So I was about 7 years in the game, and I was like, I'm about to, you know, work with Nick Carthan, you know what I'm saying, the dude that I was watching on TV back in Sacramento, like, I'm going to get on that show. Now I had the opportunity to work. So that was my life around that time, the time that you're painting.
So the reason why I bring up around that time, because around that time was when I was getting a lot of my shit together. I was entering crazy that birthday party. Shantae's in here. I didn't meet Shantae till maybe little after that birthday party. That's when me and her got real cool. Now before we did this podcast, I told you something that's so crazy where I said that in that picture it was 40 niggas in that picture, 40 people in that picture, and I could say that I only talk to Shantae, who's outside that picture. I speak to you, and I don't talk to anyone in that picture anymore.
Isn't that shit crazy, bro?
Anymore. I don't speak to that anymore.
Right.
Have you ever experienced, like, what are some of your like red flag moments of where you could say you coming into Hollywood, building friendships, and then now looking back, can you mirror what I'm talking about right now? The same type of situation?
Absolutely, man. I mean, I think I come from a different perspective too, because, you know, I didn't really have like a strong family life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know my family, but I don't have like this really, really strong connect, like how most people are with their family. So I think with me and comedy and kind of how I was accepted and embraced, I started to look at like a lot of the people like, oh, like this is my new family, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was almost like I took it deeper than most people would. Like, you know how most people meet people, you work with people, it's, oh, we're friends or we're associates, whatever. But I'm like, yo, these are like, you know, a lot of the people that I've worked with, you know, in my past, I'm like, oh, like this is like my family. And so then when you see business kind of go in a different direction, you kind of feel like you're losing family. So that shit hurts on a different level. It's not like, oh, I'm not working with a person. It's damn, like you know, so it's like painful when you see shit happen like that. So, you know, when you say something like, yeah, it was 40 of us and now I only talk to 2-3 niggas out of here, like I totally get that. And it'll fuck your head up, bro. Like it's tough. How do you deal with that shit? Like, how do you look at that picture with those other 35 or however many people that you don't talk to? Like, how do you process that?
Yo, you know what? So what's so funny is, hold on real quick. Make sure you guys, new guys coming in, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you share. If you're brand new, make sure you subscribe. If you're brand new, make sure you text 202-949-6719. Make sure you text that number at the bottom with your name so you never miss a curious red flag alert. So I want to say this, right? You know, I want to say 2016. I want to get the times messed up. Around 2016, I was ending my first marriage.
Right.
And I had to stay. I stayed at a comedian's house. I lived at a comedian's house. I say it, but some people know if they watch them with the homie. I stayed with Tony at Tony Baker's crib. Right. And I want to say that was probably one of my darkest it was a hard time for me to be vulnerable because nigga, listen. So I used to be on Tony's couch facing the part where your back goes to the couch, right? And like when they weren't there, I would be in mid cry because I'll be like, like you know,
right.
I had to like man up, like, oh, what's up, right?
What up, nigga? What up? Put your Timberlands on and shit.
Put your Timberlands on, and it is nothing worse. There's nothing worse than like going to sleep, coming from a house, living on someone's couch, and when you sleep, and then you wake up, you're like, whoa, how the fuck? Like, why am I right here? Like, you know, you forget that you not. The only time you remember you're not living at home is when your back start to hurt. You're like, oh, this couch shit, you know. And I always tell people it was a rough time because around that time, nigga, yo, all them sound effects that y'all see, them animal voices, like I had to sleep through that shit. Like I'd be in the room and hear, come on, now this give me haberdasheries and hemoglobin. all I had to hear all of that. And you know, at that time I had to man up because I didn't speak to him about it. This is not him. This is me mentally saying he don't want to give a fuck. He don't want to hear about none of that shit. And I'm watching a lot of people that used to work with me kind of not work with me anymore. The only I could say Shantae looked out for me huge. Huge, you know what I'm saying? That's a story I'll get to at the end. But like she looked out for me huge. There was Grady. Me and you started working together. But there was a lot of other people that just like it was a lot of cutoffs. And at that point, you get stuck with that decision. Do I stay or do I go back home? Did you ever feel that way?
Fuck yeah, bro. Like I remember right before, so you know, me and you meet 2013, and I want to give you a big shout out too, man, about you know, my weight loss story, man, because this is something that I've been trying to do. I really started getting serious about losing weight. I want to say around 2011, 2012. And you was a dude that would always train me, you know what I'm saying? Train me for free, never charge me no bread. And you know what I'm saying? This is back when I was 400, when I couldn't do much. Remember, bro, you used to have me in the pool and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for always having my back. And I'm going to get to this 225. I think I might need you to help me. We close.
I got
about 50, 60 pounds away. So take it back to 2014. So, bro, when you talk about the living on somebody's couch shit, bro, I did that shit. So you did it in 2016, bro. I did it in 2014. So me and Teddy had already did Teddy and Doughboy blowing up with Russell on All Death, but we wasn't fixtures there yet. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say like on my second season of Wildin' Out, like, you know what I'm saying? But Wildin' Out, that's a very production-based show. Like, you got to keep bringing it every season. You're not guaranteed, you know, so I'm very much in limbo. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I've run through all the money. You know what I'm saying? So, literally, I remember it was 2014, bro. And,
can you see the bottom? You see the people on the screen and all that stuff?
Yeah, I can see everybody. Yes.
All right. I was going to make sure you see everybody.
It's all good. What up, everybody? Shantae, love you. So this is that era, bro. And so I remember I had roommates at the time. I had Donovan, shout out to Donovan Jordan, and my other partner James. You know what I'm saying? So we was all staying there, and I was so behind on the rent, but they wasn't. So I didn't want me being behind on the rent to get niggas kicked out. So I went to the landlord like, look, don't kick the niggas out. It was me. I'ma just dip. So at this time, you know what I'm saying? Even they looking at me like, you sure? I'm like, bro, I'll just go, because I knew I was fucking up. You know what I'm saying? It was me. It wasn't nobody. And I'm really big on that, like not being the nigga to make my problem your problem. I try to pride myself on not being that guy. So this is at the time, bro. I'm out here. I've been out, and I'm on TV at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I got no, like, you know what I'm saying? I've run through all the money. I've made some bad decisions. So now I'm literally staying on my homeboy's couch. Shout out to my partner, Devin. Let me stay on his couch. So that moment that you're talking about, like that it's just such a humbling feeling. And bro, like when you said that shit, it gave me chills, because you were like, you wake up like, where the fuck am I at? Because bro, I used to have that same feeling, like I didn't move to LA for this shit to be living on a nigga's fucking couch. You know what I'm saying? Like
you
bro,
don't see that.
And it was so humbling. I remember like And so I had to just figure it out because I'm just like at this point, and at the time, bro, I'm 400 pounds. And this is where I will show you how much stress can affect people's weight. I'll never forget, bro. Before I left the spot over on Riverton, so that you know what I'm saying, the spot with Diamond in there. Before I left there, I was 390, right? And this was like in May of 2014. I'm like 390, bro. By December of that year, so within a 6-month period, I was 486. Stressing the fuck out, eating all the time, sleeping on a nigga's couch, drinking like I don't know how. So it was in that moment, I was this close to just saying, I'm going back to SAC. I could probably get my job back at the bank. Niggas, like I can say that I tried. Like even I'm gonna go home to Kiara, you know what I'm saying? My daughter, she's probably gonna just be like, she'll be happy that I'm back. It was at that moment, I was this close to doing it, bro. And I remember I started working at Allstate and niggas knew me from the show. Can you imagine niggas knowing?
Wait.
Niggas knew me from TV, nigga. They knew me from TV, bro. They knew me, bro. Nigga, listen. I'm gonna just tell the truth and shame the devil. I was stealing niggas' lunches, bro, at Allstate. I was a lunch thief, nigga. I was a fat nigga stealing niggas' lunches, bro. And niggas knew me from TV. And I was like, it's gotta be a better way. So at this moment, I'm like, fuck it, man. I tried. And I was just like, I'll go home. And niggas can't tell me I didn't try. Like, cause I put on for the city. I did everything I could. And I was this close, Nick, to just going back home, you know what I'm saying? And just being like, let me just try to have some semblance of a life, like, fuck it. And then I just couldn't though, bro. I couldn't, like, as much as I wanted to and as much as it probably made the most sense, I fucking couldn't because I felt like I would die if I did. I just felt like my spirit would die and I just couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it.
2 reasons why I didn't go back home.
Talk to me.
First reason is I came to LA married.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the divorce, I was like, yo, now I could try out these Hollywood buns. That's the first thing in your mind. I'm like, yo, because I've been hearing about it. Now I can try out the Hollywood buns, right? That's number 1.
Right.
2, I didn't want to go back home because it was too many people already talking shit when I was coming out this way.
Come on.
Think about it. Like, you know what? Because like, I'm gonna tell a real quick story, right? Real quick.
Okay.
There's a gym teacher, right? This is a gym teacher who told me something that haunts me till this day. Okay. So when I was about 21 years old, I graduated high school and everything. I'm out chilling with these chicks or whatever, and I go to the pizzeria. And the pizzeria was like, they only take card. They don't take cash.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck, I don't got a card. And he walks in like, God damn, you don't have a card? And he paid for it. And then he turns around, he goes like this. He goes, come here. He was like, yo, unless you blow up, you ain't never gonna be shit.
God
That's what he told me. He said, unless you blow, he said, because you're talented, unless you blow up, you ain't never gonna be shit. I could tell you don't have no money saved. Yada yada yada, right? So every time I do something and like I would lose a job, this nigga would appear like out of nowhere. Like, every job I would lose, he's like, what happened? What happened? But here's the thing, he didn't say that to me, but I just pictured it in my head, like nigga, like I told you I was gonna be shit. So when I got my divorce, I felt like that nigga was gonna be at the airport. Like,
yeah, welcome back, nigga.
Welcome back, nigga. I tell you what,
my nigga.
So I just told myself, I was like, look, a comedian by the name of Talent back in New York told me when I told him I wanted to move out here, he said, hey man, I believe in you. He said, I want to tell you this, don't come back. Because if you come back, don't talk to me. I'm not booking you for no shows. I'm not putting you on shit. He was like, yo, just don't come back. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. Somebody said, I know it's just Nick, it looks like you talking Or yeah, like I got the camera set up over here. I'm looking at Doughboy the laptop, but I'm looking at the camera over here. It's all right.
Do I need to change mine? Do I need to change my angle? Am I good?
I don't know. Nah, you good. I mean,
I just wanted to keep the picture of me in the frame because I love me some me.
I think I gotta move my head this way and talk. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me. Okay, there we go. Now I look like. Okay. So now, thank you, CT Rule. See, I'm that CT Rule boy. He said the way the camera's set up. So I want. Let me get into this.
Yes.
I want to get into our dilemma, if you're comfortable with it, because I want to. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want everybody to know, even though we're talking great stories right now,
yes,
me and Doughboy didn't see eye to eye, but we came together as men. I'm gonna let Doughboy go in his half. I'm gonna go in my half, and then we're gonna go into the come together half of how it all panned out as men. So you want to go first, or I go?
I mean,
no names and shit.
No names. Okay, cool. I was just like, nigga, can we leave the names out, please?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
names,
cool.
man.
I'm always cool as long as we keep names out.
Keep names out. Go ahead.
We could just talk as what happened between you and I.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll go first. So. This is years back. I don't know how many years exactly, but I want to say at least 3 or 4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah.
Because I was still drinking heavily at the time. So,
mind you, this is nothing that I'm taking serious because when he's going through this, I'm still buying this nigga drinks. We're still drinking. Because at that time, we don't know. I'm not. What's the word I want to say? I'm not privy to understanding someone with those situations because I don't think you've expressed any of that shit to me. I know you talked about it, but it was like, you can't drink. Come on, they get to get a drink. That's how it was at the time. So go ahead.
So I was definitely heavy into the drinking. This is before rehab stint 1 and rehab stint 2. So like we said, keeping names out of it. Situation just basically came up, and an ex of Nick's, I tried to holler, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, and I don't even know why in the moment. And I hate being one of them niggas that can't just say, hey, I made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? This is some goofy shit I did. But you know what I'm saying? I just felt so bad and I was just so embarrassed. You know what I mean? And I knew that he knew. And so then at this point, it's a situation to where it's like, not only are we friends, but we both are in an industry where we both have a bunch of mutual friends. Everyone talks, and I'm starting to know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to run into Nick. And I know Nick, and we have a different kind of relationship. We've been in each other's homes. We've been around each other's kids. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't no nigga that I just know on some, on some shit. And I knew I crossed the line on just some man shit. And so I'm just like, when it happened, I'm like, this ain't even a text type situation. I can't even call the nigga. I'm gonna have to see him. He's probably gonna swing on me. And just because I know the nigga, and you know what I mean? And just, I'm a grown man and I'm a nigga that knows, you know what I'm saying? So at the time, I'm just like, you know what? Eventually I'll run into him and I'll and we'll talk about it. And the interesting thing was when I did end up running into him, because timelines are always so important, right? So timelines, whenever I did it, it was in 2017. I remember it was 2017, I think earlier in 2017. I go to rehab for the second time, November 2017. So then I get out. So now I'm a month sober. I'm trying to get my life together. You know what I'm saying? I got to right every wrong that I've had with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're a drunk nigga, like, you said a bunch of crazy shit. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to probably run into him. But now I'm sober. And so I'm like, I'm cool. And I remember it because don't shoot me for the day, but
I'm figuring this shit out. I fixed it.
Okay, hey,
that's right. Hey,
we are litty.
Yes, go ahead. My fault.
So then, boom. So I'm knowing I'm gonna run into the nigga, and I know he a solid nigga, but at the same time, and I know we friends, but I know he's a man, and I know what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, this could go either way. Like I feel like whatever happens is gonna happen. We'll probably be able to dap it up afterwards, but it's probably gonna happen. So I'm just bracing myself for whatever it is. And I ran into him. I want to say it was January.
Let me get before you ran to me, because I'm gonna get to what. Okay, so at this time period, right? Mm-hmm. This is a time period where like the This is where you find out everyone is not your all these niggas in this game is not your friend. Because it seemed like everybody was trying to holler.
Right.
And at that point, I remember hitting you up because, and this is I don't think you even know this part. So me and Doe, like I said, we are friends. And I was actually hurt by Doe. No homo. I was hurt by Doe several times because Doughboy, once in a while, the stuff I'm about to say is because I didn't know where you were at the time.
Right.
You know, mentally or with the drink, none of this shit. This is not me knowing anything. And not just knowing how Hollywood is affecting you as a man. So Doughboy was the first person to bring me to All Dev Digital. Brought me to All Dev Digital. The first sketch he put me in where I played Dame Dash, which I could find on YouTube, went viral. Not only did it go viral, it went viral first day. Then it went to World Star. Dame Dash reposted it. Murder Mook reposted it. Dame hated me. Dame made one of my idols hate me. It's all good. It's all good. Dame Dash was like, that's a nigga that's not a boss. Cool, whatever. Right? Not only that, Doughboy actually put my daughter in ADD. He put her in a sketch. Doughboy, not only did Doughboy do that, but Doughboy had looked out for me on multiple projects. So with that situation, I hadn't spoken to Doughboy for a while because Doughboy would tell me he'll put me in certain situations, but it was almost like I wasn't seeing him. And this is when he had got into Wildin' Out. And then move along, this situation happens where it comes back to me that you think these are your friends? Well, such and such did this.
Right.
Before I found that out, I had been trying to text you about something and you wasn't responding. So I don't know at that point you thought I knew. But when I found out, I
do want to clear one thing up, just because I know we're being brutally honest, and even though it's a difficult conversation, I'm fine with it. But I do want to be clear: the ex of yours, I did not try to holler while you guys were together. It was after. I just want to make sure we're clear on that timeline.
So the thing about that was no one knew that legally we. So how I looked at it in my eyes is this: if anybody sees me with someone and you're my friend, look, any chick that you used to fuck with, chick that you used to fuck with automatically has a dick. Because I look at him like, automatically has
so
a
it was
dick.
wrong. So it was wrong. And I don't want to shy away from the responsibility of it. I just want to make sure that we're clear on the timeline of it. It was like, I was an asshole for it either way, but it wasn't when you were in a relationship with said person. You guys weren't together.
For what people thought, because we were. But so at that point, I'm angry. I'm mad. But I wasted a situation on another nigga. So I couldn't afford to get into it wasn't just you. I couldn't afford to get into any trouble with anybody. You know what I'm talking about. Inside shit. I already wasted all my anger on one nigga. I couldn't waste it with anyone else. So, because in my mind, mentally, I'm seeing red. I saw Doughboy actually one day. I was in Burbank with my daughter, and I was like, "Fuck, God works in a certain type of way." Cause I had my baby, and Doughboy's like, "Yo, Nick," and I'm like, "Yo," I was ignoring him.
I remember that shit.
Yo, when you saw me, my skin was like, "There you go." But my daughter, was 1.5 at that time, so I'm like, I can't engage. At all. So. All right, so that's what goes on with me. Now I'm at 24-hour fitness.
24-hour fitness. And I see you when I walk. This is the fucked up thing.
There you go.
I see you soon as I walk in. And I'm like, okay. All right, here it is. So I'm going to tell you what my thought process was. Because even though I'm in the wrong, I'm still like, it's okay. We still men. It is just what it is. Like, if this has to go, we're going to have to figure this out. So I'm literally like, okay, I'm just going to go set, because I know you've seen me, because, nigga, you finished the set, and nigga, Nick, this is the thing that I want the world to know. Nick is deceptively big. I said, pause, under that goddamn shirt. This nigga is cut than a motherfucker. So you had like a tank top or some shit on, and the nigga just boom, boom, boom. I think you had some dumbbells, and then you just sit up, and then like I kind of lock eyes, and I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. So I'm like, okay, all right, here it is.
I was sitting next to Naeem, actually.
Yes. And so, yes,
right. Me and Naeem was talking, and all right, so you go ahead. I'm gonna tell you what Naeem told me. You go ahead.
So I'm like, okay, I don't think he will hit me in the gym, but I was like, let me at least just say, let's go outside. I was like, I'm not gonna start the conversation here, because if I say something you don't like, he's gonna hit me in here, and I don't want to get hit in here. And so I was like, at least if he's gonna hit me, let's go outside, and then it could be whatever it needs to be outside. So I go up to.
It's funny how you think like that, because in my mind, I'm like, I'm not afraid of no one, but I'm like, I gotta stay at hand distance with Doe. Because if Doe grabbed me,
I was absolutely gonna grab you. That was the only shot I had. You're too quick. I had to grab you, so I'm like, okay, however this goes.
If we wrestle, I have to put this nigga in some type of UFC type move. And, because so this is what I'm thinking about. All right, so you go ahead.
So I'm like, all right, boom, let's just get it. So at first, so then if I'm not mistaken, and I might be fucking up the memory 100%, but I think at first when I came up to you, you didn't even want to talk to me. So when I came up to you, I'm like, say, bro, can I holler at you? And you guys just looked at me like, say, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, bro, hey, I was on some fuck shit, my nigga. Just let me holler at you.
And that's what Naeem goes, yo, listen to what the nigga got to say.
This shit feel like a BET movie.
Naeem, I already told Naeem, I said, yo, here this nigga come. I like, I don't tell you what I said. But I said, hey, it was some mean shit. I already know. This nigga. Huh? I already know. Because you're not that size no more. I was like, yo, here comes this fat nigga. I was like, he got to say. So Naeem like, yo, what's the worst that could happen? Listen to what he got to say. And when I go out there, as angry as I am, and you start talking, right before I actually saw you, someone had told me, bro, you can't get mad at, this is an OG.
Okay.
Don't get mad at the nigga. You could never get mad at the nigga. And the nigga's coming to you as a man and he's apologizing. So what are you still mad about? I see, a lot of people don't know, like, I live in LA, but in New York, a lot of people know me for me and who I, when you come to California, you got to kind of erase your history a little bit. Because you don't want, like, it's a lot of people that be like, oh, like, it'll be crazy to me. Because a lot of people talk to me a certain type of way. And when I be like, I'm going to do something to them, they be like, oh, Nick smile too much. But I'm like, Nick, the Nick that smile a lot in New York will fight you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I am the guy in New York that some of my friends could attest to, be like, yo, we call it Nick.
Yeah, I knew that about you. I knew this.
We call it it. We call it it. That's how they be calling it, right? So it was like, okay. But when you started talking to me, I'm listening to you, I was mad because I was like, I can't be mad at this nigga. Why the fuck won't this nigga let me be mad? You know what I'm saying? And when you spoke to me, I gave you pound, and I felt like we at that moment, that's when I think a couple of weeks later, I started training you.
Yeah.
And we got close again. We got closer.
Right.
Because at that point, it was like we had a real man moment. What do you
and that's the thing too, bro. And thank you for saying that. And I think it's important, and I'm glad that we talked about this. Didn't know that we were going to talk about this, but I'm glad that we did, and I'm glad that we could do it publicly, because this is the thing, bro. It's a lot of toxic masculinity. That I think that's the word, toxic masculinity. Yeah, that goes on, especially like with black men, bro. And it's like really what I felt in that situation. I'm like, okay, here's somebody who is a friend of mine, like more than like a regular friend. Like I said, like we've been in each other's homes, we've been around each other's kids. Like we are really friends for real. And I made a mistake, legitimately, and I hate to ever lean on bullshit excuses. Like whenever people say excuses, I always tell people excuses and reasons are equivalent. They're the same. You didn't get the shit done. So I hate to ever lean on the fact like, oh, I was drinking, or no, I made a fucking mistake and I disrespected my friend. You see what I'm saying? And so with that, like, so when I seen you, I just didn't know how to let you know I was sorry without it having to be like, oh, nigga, we got to get down. Like, and I understand, like, sometimes it happens. And, you know, I was prepared, unfortunately, like, damn, I don't want to fight my bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if he want to get down, I like, if he wants the one, I got to give it to him because I fucked up. So, but I'm so glad that just as a man, you were just able to just be like, you know what, nigga? Like, I'm glad that we waited to, you know, get face to face. And let me give you your flowers on this shit as well, too, bro. Because there was some time in between when this shit happened, when you found out, and when we seen each other. The thing that I always respected about you, because we got a lot of mutual friends. We got a lot of niggas, like you said, niggas like Naeem, we all know the same people. One thing I always respected about you, it was never coming back to me, oh, you know, Nick is on this shit about it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, even niggas that I knew I was super close to that would be around you. Now, niggas would be honest, be like, hey, you and Nick probably gonna have to talk when y'all see each other. So it was that, but it was never no, like, bitch shit, no smutting the nigga name out. Like, and I always respected that about you, like, on some G shit, like, bruh's a good nigga, and he will always have my respect for that, for not handling it like that, because a lot of niggas don't do it like that. You know what I mean?
I'm never the type of, first of all, like, I don't, hold up. I've never, let me close out this. So, because you good on time, right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Nigga, we ain't got to close out on shit. We talking, nigga.
I brought that up just so people can understand how shit's supposed to get done.
Facts.
It didn't happen online.
Nope.
It didn't we didn't attack each other on the internet.
No, didn't attack each other's character, none of that shit.
If it had to happen, we both understood we'd shoot the 5.
And then we'll shake hands and be cool.
And shake hands and go ahead.
Just grown man.
Before I get into the next topic, let me do a quick commercial break. All right, let me do this quick commercial, real quick, and boom.
Money match. Go. Yeah. Bad bitch, I'm popping it. New whip, I'm copping it. Money match, something else. That boy always dropping shit. Tell him how you got this shit. Grinding in the winter, trapping hard on the late night. I could barely eat my dinner, but I gotta make it home, cause my baby gotta see me. Know they wanna leave me, lock me up and do me crazy, but I move like Houdini. Let her cash, I'm greedy. My sisters want some Gucci's and my lady want them Yeezys. Sour hold a Gigi. Platinum in the cookies, I could put you on. Just make sure you never overlook me. See me out in Cali, that's probably where it took me. I just do my money.
Back to the show, man.
You got commercials and the whole thing, man. Shout out to you.
That was Creative Genius, man. He's the guy that made the logo to this whole podcast. All the artwork, all of that shit that you guys see. Make sure you guys go support Creative Genius online. You'll see at the end of the episode, he's the one that launches all of this shit that you guys see for the podcast. Dope. Yes. There's 2 things I want to get into with you. I think I'm gonna start with this one.
Okay.
So as I said in the beginning, first of all, hold up, Kenny, the fuck? Are you passing the champagne? There's 37 people in here. Kenny, I hope there's 37 likes, Kenny. I hope there's 37 likes. I hope there's 37. Oh, there's more than you because you're about to get fired. You're about to get fired.
Let's
Yo,
do
man.
it, Kenny.
All right. Let's that's my favorite.
Side note, before you go any further, I fuck with that hat, man. You need to come out with a hat line. That shit is fire, bro.
You know what's funny? You told me that at the at Shantae's show. You told me that at Shantae's show, man. I'm thinking about my wife was talking to me about it. So you could call
it Carthan Classics.
Carthan, there you go. And y'all heard, don't steal it because he said it on the podcast. It's documented.
That's your receipt.
They shout out to my Twitch family that's watching this, and shout out to the Facebook family, and shout out to mainly the YouTube people. Anybody that's brand new right now, at the bottom of the screen, text 202-949-6719 with your name. You'll get a text for every live morning podcast episode, whatever. Also, you know, Cash Apps at the bottom of the screen. You see Doughboy's Cash App. You see my Cash App. However you guys are feeling right now, hit the Cash App, you know, at the bottom of the screen. As a matter of fact, let me just quickly edit something real quick because there's a slash that's supposed to be there. And bow. There we go. And it's back up on the screen. All right, Doe.
Yeah.
So here's a topic I could go with. I think I'm going to save your thing for the end because I want to close out with that. Okay. But what do you feel about right now just people using the internet? Like, all right, so I'm glad you said what you said. Okay. Because we handled our shit face to face.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna go online and be sitting there putting my beef or air it out because I come from a class of I'ma see you.
Right. Eventually.
I don't need an audience. I don't give a fuck. Although I love y'all red flag people. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think about what me and Doe might be going through because ain't none of you gonna change my mind. So
right.
I feel like when people air shit out on social media, they Takashi it. Because you know what I'm saying? You building a witness protection program. Like,
right.
If I have an issue with you, I'm gonna air it out in your face. We're gonna do that. And look, I'm online, bro, and I'm seeing like just so much. Yo, first of all, I want to say these fans know so much of all of our business.
Oh yeah, ain't no more secrets, nigga.
Which is crazy. And it's not their fault,
right?
But these niggas know. I almost got to my Joe Budden's voice. These niggas know shit about us. Now they know. They do
though. They do.
They know shit. So what do you like? What do you think about what do you feel about personal drama just being brought to the internet? How do you feel about that personally?
I try to not do that shit, bro. Because like you said, man, with this industry that we in, it's just so easy to blur the lines. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I try to normalize it as much as I can, but it's really a crazy fucking machine. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I try to, you know what I'm saying? If it's a situation where I, may stop working with individuals, I just try to leave it there and just, keep it there. I try to the best of my ability, not ever let that shit hit the surface, because it's just like you can just start to lose yourself in this shit too much. And it's just like, bro, I don't like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. So it's just like, I try to err against keeping personal shit to the best of my ability. I try to just not let that shit be public because it's just not a good feeling.
I want to say, though, I want to let you know this on this episode that a lot of people love you. I love you.
Thank y'all. I love y'all back.
Shantae love you. Everyone that's in this goddamn comment section.
Shout out Shantae. Yes.
When I promoted you, people were do. So I'm not gonna get into too much of any of that. I'm gonna get into what I feel. I feel like, you're dope as a creator. You're funny. One thing you can't deny about you, which is hilarious, is that you are someone that walks in the room and it's not like you could go unnoticed, because a lot of and you can't go, and I'm not talking about size, I'm not talking whatever it is. Doughboy, I have to say this, that this nigga here, you cannot, you even if you got that Ray Charles going, you're gonna notice Doughboy, because
Thank you, man.
You have that energy. You have it, and it's like you stand out, wilding out, stand out, ADD, stand out, comedy, stand out, and people love you. People love the fuck out of you.
Thank you,
they follow your journey. They follow your journey. And I say that when you were going through a lot, Your fans stuck by you. I want to ask you, do you know that about yourself, though? Because it's easy for me to say all this shit to you, but I want to know, do you know this shit?
You know, I am starting to know that. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for bringing that up, too, because, bro, not for nothing, bro, 2020 was so hard for me, bro, on so many levels. And it was times in 2020 I literally thought, like, this might be my last year. Like, living.
Let me switch hats. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So it was just one of those situations. It was just like, you know, I had a lot happen really, really quickly, and I didn't really know very well how to deal with it. And it's tough because, you know, as transparent as I am with people about stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was stuff happening in my personal life that was just really, really difficult. Like, you know what I mean? Like having a whole mental breakdown, like ending up in a psych ward, being told I'm bipolar, losing 939 days of sobriety. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit to happen, like last year, like kind of like the last thing on my mind was, will I be able to do content? It was just like, nigga, can I survive this shit? Like, can I live a normal life? You know what I mean?
I want to be transparent and apologize to you. Shantae is on here. I don't know if she's still here or not, but I'm going to tell you something that I said.
Okay.
And I apologize to you as a man, and I'm explaining to you why I said what I said. Okay. I had said that I didn't believe that you were going through the bipolar thing because, and the reason why I didn't believe it was because of our history of like just, you already know, you know what I'm saying? Our history of
I got you.
No, but I'm gonna tell you the difference, and that's why I'm gonna say I'm gonna apologize. I have to apologize as a man on the show to you the same way you apologize to me, because at times who am I? I forgot what I was going through. Nobody didn't have to believe my story. So when you had told me about yours, I was sitting there like, nah, this nigga good. You know what I'm saying? He good. He fronting because like this nigga, like, because I felt like, yo, you know, I have felt like with you, I was like, Doe is one of them niggas that know how to get back in. Get back. Because you gotta remember, yo, for everybody that doesn't know, me and Doe have he has hired and rehired me 5 times in the years. And each time Doe would hit me, and it's a joke because we can look back at it and laugh, but it's serious. And this is why I feel bad. Because every year, because Doe, this is about a person, this is Doe, right? Doe will be like, yo, what's up, Nick? Yo, let's get this workout shit going on. And then he'll disappear. He'll come back like, yo, man, I know I fell off, but yo, let's get back.
Bro, because I'm telling you, I was going through the motions, and I'm really, really glad that you said what you just said, believe it or not. Because this is what you got to understand. It's because of, you know, I don't want to say attitudes like that, or just kind of just how we look at mental health in the Black community. We don't take that shit seriously, bro. Like, we don't. Like, bro, if I would have had any level of sense my entire life, I would have gotten a scan years ago because it runs in my family. I've had erratic behavior in the past. You know what I mean? So just imagine going through, and that's the wild part about what you're saying is, when I got diagnosed with being bipolar, I was ashamed, bro. Like, I was really ashamed, and I didn't want nobody to know because I thought people were going to treat me differently. I thought that they were going to stigmatize me. I thought people were going to think I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was in a psych ward, bro, and I'm seeing people act in a certain way, and I'm like, is this how I'm going to be acting? I'm like, they're telling me I got to take medicine for the rest of my life. So it was so confusing and scary, and people do treat you differently once they find that out. So the wild thing about that is that you were just like, man, this nigga just saying that. I was so afraid to tell anybody that I was bipolar because I thought people were going to judge me. So it was just...
You know, that's why I apologize.
No, it's all good. I get it.
Took the time out to tell me this shit, and I didn't believe. But for real, because don't came to me.
I told you before, nigga. I told you before I went public with it, and you was like, "This nigga," with it, and I was like, "This nigga wildin'."
But you know why? You know why I didn't believe it? Because after you had told me you had went MIA again.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have felt the way because I was like, which first of all, shout out to everything you're doing right now.
Right. Thank
But
you.
I
Thank
had
you.
let me explain to y'all. Me and Doughboy have had shit that we supposed to work on for a long time. So I always felt kind of slighted because I always felt like I was loyal. You know, I
apologize to you for that, man, because you know, for them years when I was at All Def, I was an All Def employee all day, every day, 24/7, and everything I was doing was for the betterment of what we were doing. I wasn't even doing my own shit. So a lot of times, like I got a lot of people that be like, nigga, we were supposed to, and a lot of times niggas just think that I was just sitting there like, I don't want to. Like, no, I got told no so much. You know what I mean? Like, so I was trying to do what I could, but I know how it looked in the optics. So I apologize that, you know, you felt that way.
So since you said to me that, I'm going to share something to you that I was afraid to tell people.
Okay.
My ex started comedy before me.
Mm-hmm.
And my current wife right now is a vet as well.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt in my first marriage, I always felt the need, like where none of you guys respected me as a comedian. So I remember one year I went super hard in the flappers competition and I won. I didn't win the Grand Slam. I lost to BT, which is understandable.
Right.
Which is understandable. I beat listen. I beat
BT is a monster. BT is a fucking alien.
I beat BT 4 rounds straight, first place. But he beat me, so I had to win the championship. So I'm going into the super mega finals like I got this nigga.
I got your ass,
nigga. I lost. This nigga BT. I didn't even come in second. I didn't come in third. I remember Shantae was right next to me. Shantae was talking. Yo, I was so cocky. I was listening to the Rock theme song before I got there. Like I had to like, do you smell? Like I'm like,
yo, let me tell you a BT comedy competition story that I have to let you know how this shit comes full circle.
Go ahead.
So BT was the first nigga to tell me that I was funny. I started doing comedy in January 2006 at Laughs Unlimited, right? He comes up to me like, yo, you're hella funny, da-da-da, roll with me. He takes me under his wing, boom, 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 boom. Literally, like 2 months later, he tells me about a comedy competition, the Black Comedy Expo in, not the Black Comedy, don't let me missay that. No, it was a Sacramento, it was like a Black Expo.
The Bay Area competition?
No, it wasn't the Bay Area. It was the Sacramento Black Expo, and then they had a comedy competition in that shit, right? Bro, I have been doing comedy for 2.5 months. He was in that comedy competition. DC Irvin was in that comedy competition. It might have been a couple other vets that have been doing comedy longer than me, whatever. My nigga, I do the fucking competition, but you know I always had that joker where I would do a funny song at the end and take my shirt off.
Yeah, all right.
Nigga did that shit. First place, $1,500 when I was 2.5 months into comedy. So I'm saying this shit always comes full circle because BT was happy for me winning that shit, even though I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. So it just comes full circle that years later, you know what I'm saying, he's edging you out some shit.
When he walked past that trophy, I wasn't mad that he won. I was mad because this was my chance to show people that I was individually funny. I always walk, like a lot of people don't know this. You know, I always supported. I was never a jealous nigga. Like whatever she got, I was always excited. I was happy. I rooted. Same thing I've always been around people that were one step ahead. I was never in competition with anyone because I always knew that I had a talent that no one could fuck with. Just like you have a talent that no one could fuck with or this other person. So it was like the flapper competition, even though I won the regular championship and everybody was showing me love, when I lost that was it. That was Clayton Thomas was there. Sydney was there, Naeem was there, Shantae was there. That was my chance to show all these niggas that I was funny. Fast forward, I always been in this battle of where I want to say maybe right before the whole incident, everything went down and divorce and all that. I had to restart and remake myself. This is where Shantae, this is why I put the hat on. Shantae put me on the road. Shantae, live better. Hey, any y'all. Live Better hats.
Live Better.
Shantae Wayne's Instagram.
Yes.
Check out the Live Better apparel, all of that. She has that.
Minister Sobriety coming soon.
There you go. They have a podcast that I'm gonna let Doughboy talk about at the end together, coming out and everything. So Shantae brought me out, had me host, had me on the road, and I was coming into myself. Before I got married with my wife, who's very supportive of all my shit right now, that was always my crutch, where I was like, man, people don't look at me individually, because back when I was in New York, it was always like, oh, well, if we book her, we could just throw him on as a guest spot. And I didn't like that. As a respect thing. No one, everybody was always like I watched the episode not too long ago on 5150.
Right.
They were shouting out comedy couples, and it was like, Carmen's funny, right? And it was like, and somebody was like, I've never seen him, but the mention was, but there's no way he could be funny because couples both ain't funny. And I'm like, what, nigga? I be doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I always go on stage with a chip on my shoulder. I always go on stage with a chip on my shoulder. So I always feel like I'm lagging, because even on social media, like even with this YouTube page, and even all this shit is new to me. Even with my Instagram, my YouTube, I'm trying to grow subscribers. I'm trying to grow followers. I be having people comment on my thing like, man, this needs more views. And I'm like, yo, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what else to fucking do. So what I did was I come to terms with just being happy with whatever I'm doing. Just not caring about what people view. Whatever I have that's watching me, and that's just like, yo,
bro, let me tell you how similar our stories are. And first of all, I apologize, man. I'm sorry that you felt that way, man. And if I ever contributed to that narrative in your mind, I apologize. But no, I just
apologize, because and see, this is why it's funny. You were the one. You didn't have to call me. You said, hey, first of all, and I'm gonna give you the floor. I was home watching my 6-month-old. Doughboy hits me up, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, watching my 6-month, yo, get your ass down here now. Russell gonna pay for the cab. I'm like, what you want to do? I need you to play Dave Dash. You're the only nigga I think could do this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, you're the only nigga I think could pull this off. And it went off. It went off, bro.
Right.
Like, and I was like, and I think I had 1,000 followers at the time. I had went up to 4,000 at that time. Between the Popeyes battle rap and all the other shit, I went to 4,000 because of that Dave Dash sketch. So, you never contributed to that. That you actually
but just but just the fact that you felt like that. I'm just sorry that I never knew that you felt like that. And one thing that I just want to offer you before I say what I'm gonna say, just as a because I'm at a point in my life of doing like a lot of self-reflection and just being really self-aware, and just that you shared that. This is one thing that I want to share with you on that as well. Not with, not for nothing. And this is, with respect to, your wife and your ex-wife, you know what I mean? I just think that the situation that you're placed in, with your situation, you just happen to marry really funny women, bro. Like they're both really, 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 really funny. So I can see how you felt like that, but don't feel like that because they're both really, 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 really fun. You see what I'm saying? So don't let that fuck with your head. But what I was going to say to you about the other shit, because I feel exactly the way that you feel. You see what I'm saying? Because every victory that I've had in this industry has been attached to someone else. You see what I'm saying? Or someone else's thing. And like, it's so crazy how the world views us versus how we view ourselves. Because a lot of people could look at me and see the things that I've done and be like, oh, you should be happy, da-da-da-da-da-da. But when you're put in a situation and, sometimes relationships end and then you're forced to be by yourself, then you realize, well, what have I really done for myself? So just much like how you feel like that pressure, with your wife, with Carmen, or, whatever situations that you're dealing with, this is the same thing that I go through. But this is the one thing that I want to kind of encourage you, because I think you already said it. Bro, this whole illusion that we have in our mind for making it, throw that out the fucking window. You already made it. You know why you made it, my nigga? Because you're living the life. Look behind you right now. Those are the shit that you decided to put on that wall. This platform that we're on right now, I don't give a fuck if it was just me and you. You built this shit. This is your idea. You're doing what you love for a living, bro. I remember, and this is the thing that I've learned about shit like with money and how shit, like, bro, I was making money last year at a time where I was more miserable in my life at any other. So money ain't gonna make a nigga happy. Bro, you're blessed in the situation and you're winning already. So all you gotta do is like it. The pressure is removed. Fuck if I like it, anyone likes it. The fact of all you gotta do, you have fought to create yourself, to create this life and this vision that you have, that now, thank God that you're in a position you get to create for a living. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to work a job that you don't like. You don't have to do things you don't want to do. So the victory is already there, because that's what I have to tell myself every day when I go try to build my own shit. Because I know I was a part of big, great shit. I know I was a part of Wildin' Out. Like, shout out to Nick Carthan. Like, that's his, you know what I'm saying, platform. I know I was a part of All Death. You know what I'm saying? I don't own that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to build something one day. And what it takes is the same shit that you said every day. You know why I'm so fucking proud of you right now? Because the shit that you said at the beginning of this shit, where you were like, yo, this is my 44th episode, my 10th episode of this, my 5th episode of this. Because you already get it. All you got to do is just keep doing it. Anyone that you look at that you're aspiring to be like, they were you before they were them. That's what you got to remember. Like, that's the thing with visionaries. You got to know it's in your head because it's not in the world yet, but it's going to get here because everybody else that built something, they started from nothing too.
And that's why I said, let me drop a bomb on this episode. See, there's something. Let me drop another one real quick. There's a reason why I had you on this episode, because of the paths, similar mirrored paths. Because I remember you calling me, asking me how did I deal with certain situations. You good on time? I'm just making sure you
good. No, man, keep it going. I ain't stopping until you kick me out, nigga. This is long overdue.
Shout out real quick. Shout out to Wade Murphy and shout out to Jose Martinez hitting the Cash App up. Just want to show love.
Tony, can you come in real quick?
I just, for me, I battled with my divorce. Mm-hmm. I want to say that the only L I felt like I had in that situation was my dad and my mom raised me. Mm-hmm. So the only L I felt like I caused was my daughter not having the mom and dad. That was how I felt at that time period. Right. And you mature, you start not to care, and you just be the best dad that you could be. Mm-hmm. The divorce was probably the best thing for me comedically. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that was because now I was looked at as a separate entity and I built my respect before I got into my next marriage. Man, when I tell you, one of my jokes made it to the Laugh Factory. They had 1 million followers. That shit took me, bro. Like, I started showing my ass on my Instagram stories, like, because it was like, instead of having 2 or 10, it was like 90 or 100. And that's probably not even nowhere near what the fuck you have in your story. But the story.
Fuck that. But that's your shit. That shit turned up. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, when I be going, me and Shante had this joke, right? Where she was like, I'm so happy with my following of people that fuck with me, who subscribe and watch. Because I remember a nigga going live and a nigga was in the live like this. Yo, I was in the beginning like, hello, what's up? All right, so we just sign off real quick. Yo, there was nobody in there. Nobody in that motherfucker. So I'm the happiest I could ever be. And the reason why I called you, and the reason why I was so happy you hit me about the podcast, bro, is because I just want to turn this back to you, and I want to just say, man, you are so talented. You are so talented, bro. You have so much to offer. I'm saying this out of my mouth. You don't got to say nothing on this part. I want to say this because you my nigga and you are my shit. I don't give a fuck. I feel like a lot of niggas owe you flowers. I'm saying it. Look, drop another bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of motherfuckers was staffed because of Doughboy. A lot of people was put in positions because of Doughboy. A lot of niggas got views because of Doughboy. I was on a certain show where people would say, yo, that looks like Doughboy. Did Doughboy lose weight? That's what I was calling me. Doughboy. And I watch you on certain podcasts bring a different type of energy. Certain shows that you go on, you like I said, you just can't be denied. So with all that being said, I want to ask you.
Thank you, man. That just made my heart like speed up a little bit. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's really fucking nice, man. Thank you.
Play this sound effect again.
Thank you, man.
Johnny.
Yeah, that's my favorite shit for roll bounce. But no, so what do you feel like? Now I want to ask you if you decide to answer this shit.
Okay. Somebody
took the whole style. The dude is a comedic genius. Somebody said this. I don't know. Somebody took Doe's whole style. Doe was somebody. Listen, look, we don't have to get into. We know. Mm-hmm. But I want to ask you: do you feel like you got in your own way? If you feel like answering that question, I want to ask you: do you feel you got in your own way? And why? And I want you to speak to me more. So tell me about getting your own way, and I want you to speak to me more on if you're comfortable about it. The drinking and the like what bipolar, like what, like just where were you at with all three of those?
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a loaded question, but I'll try to answer it.
At best, however you want.
The best of my ability. Yeah. And I never have no problem with answering questions. Do I feel like I got in my own way? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I make mistakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck up, but you know what I'm saying? One of the things about me is I own up to whatever I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no nigga that fears a skeleton falling out of a closet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like I can be, really, really upfront. As far as, like the drinking and bipolar and what role did that play kind of in how my 2020 unfolded. I'm keeping it 100%, tall with you, bro. Like 100% unfiltered, my nigga. I had a mental breakdown. I had a mental breakdown. So whatever you classify that as, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happened to me. Like, whatever was chasing me my whole life finally caught me, finally put its arm on my shoulder, and that shit happened, bro. So I went from shit being like normal to shit not being normal. I was like, why? Like, I was really feeling like I was losing my mind, bro. There was times where I felt like I wanted to kill myself. I had never experienced that. Like, so, I got a different level of sensitivity for anybody that deals with mental illness or deals with mental health issues, because it's really fucking real, bro. I remember one time I was in my living room, bro. This was in May of last year. And that's why, like, May is really sensitive to me, because a lot of this shit started happening, for me around May. I ended up in a psych ward in May, bro. Like, I remember there was a time where I didn't even leave the house. And I did this shit where I was pacing in the living room. And I just kept walking back and forth. And I didn't know why I was doing that shit. I couldn't sit down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just walking. My nigga, I had this Fitbit on my arm, bro. I looked down, hadn't left the house. Looked down, I had 26,000 steps on that shit. And it was in that living room. So it was like knowing something's wrong with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, like, bro, it was just so much crazy shit going on, and how shit could have just went left at any moment, like even ended up in a psych ward, like, you know what I'm saying? And then coming home and, having doctors tell you, like, bro, you gotta take medicine and this, and the third, like, and then just being so embarrassed, like, man, is everybody gonna find out about this shit? Is everybody gonna think I'm crazy? Is everybody gonna not want to work with me no more? Like, what the fuck is finna happen? Like, I didn't know. And then I was so stressed out because of all this shit, bro. Like, all of this shit that was going on, I was just like, fuck it. Like, like when I fucking relapsed, bro, I had, because like me and you talk about the sobriety shit, like, so that shit was something that meant something to me, bro. Like, bro, at the time when I got out the psych ward, bro, I went and I tattooed Whitney Houston on my arm, bro, and I put my sobriety date 11/22/2017, because I was like, don't let your demons kill you. You know what I'm saying? I put a reminder on my arm, and then a month later, bro, I relapsed. And so, like, but when I relapsed, I was just like on some fuck the world shit, like, man, just fuck this shit. Like, I can't fix it. Whatever problems are happening, whatever situations I'm losing, there's nothing that I can do. And that just, it frustrated me so much to the level I was just like, well, fuck it. I'm either going to hurt myself or I'm going to take a drink. So, and the only reason I bring all that shit up is because just to let you know, like, that was the shit I was dealing with in 2020. So all the other shit becomes like minuscule, and it don't really matter if you don't make it out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being in that psych ward and bro, like, I seen some shit I can't unsee. And that's the thing, like, that's deep about the beginning part of this conversation. Like, when you were saying, I don't want you to think I took no offense to that. But like, literally, when I come to you and I confide to you and say, hey, bro, I'm bipolar and this and this and this, it's like, our society has created that narrative in our minds so much that you was like, oh, you just saying that shit. And a lot of people would say that shit. I'm like, well, no, like, I wouldn't just, that's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm always the nigga that'll stand on whatever I do. Like, even if I say or do some wild shit, if I'm having a manic episode, then I just got to deal with that. I don't get the luxury of just saying, well, I was off my meds. Like, no, I got to deal with that shit. So when the question gets asked, like, did you get your own way? Absolutely, because I'm me. You know what I'm saying? But did I just start intensely doing a bunch of nut shit? Like, no. And it was just, life was happening. It was happening rapidly. And then it just becomes, okay, how do we get out of here? Because to go from getting a bipolar diagnosis to relapsing within a month of each other. So then it becomes not just trying to get this mental condition under control, you know what I'm saying, with some level of exercise, sleep, medicine, all the other shit. Then you just dump gasoline on a fire with the alcohol. So then, and that was the messed up part with you, because I had gone like 939 days and I was sober. But right around the time I started talking with you, I had just started drinking again. So then you get this lower vibrating version of me that probably makes you feel like, you know what, I just realized it. That's probably why you thought I was on some bullshit, because I was back drinking when I told you that. So maybe that was even why you was like, you know what, he's back on this shit. He's just drinking again.
And I found out that, I forgot who told me.
Right.
It was like, he was drinking. You know what? Similar to that, I did about, the whole jail, jail thing. So I did just a quick story. It's crazy. I was supposed to do a month, but I wound up doing three weeks because of how California's jail system is set up. Right. And I remember that was the best. It's gonna sound wild as hell. Mm-hmm. That was the best therapy a nigga could have ever went through. And I'm gonna explain to you. When I went in there, I didn't have no phone. Matter of fact, I had chose the time I was going to go in, and one of the comedians dropped me off. I left my phone with him. I left my hat. I went in there. Look, listen, I was at LA Fitness crazy for 3 months before I went in there. I'm in there getting swole. Like, I'm like veins popping out of everywhere. I'm ready. I'm researching jail. I'm like, let me just see what the fuck.
Was this your first time?
First, last, first offense, first anything, bro.
Okay.
First anything. I went in for resisting arrest. Don't know what the fuck, but like, listen, let me tell you something. Back in the day, love you be nigga. I was tased. I was like,
they tased you? What did that feel? Shit. What did it feel like? What does it feel like to get tased? Does it hurt?
Yeah, look, I didn't feel that of it because my adrenaline was so high. But it wasn't that the officer was like, we can't control this big nigga. And he put his hand on the gun, and I was like, whoa.
Okay, I'll chill.
I started feeling it. So I get the bail to come out, and then I got to go to court to get the time, because once you resist arrest, first of all, once you mess with any of these LA police officers, you're going in, because they can't afford to let you go out and then be like, they did some wrongful shit to you. Right?
They got it. So if there's any resisting, they got to arrest.
Resisting for me, not to get too much into it, resisting for me was like, hey, just walk away. I'm like, all right, cool, let me go get my shit. And then they come on me, and then they come grab me. I know. They come grab me, and I remember I was just like, I'm about to call the lawyers and all types of shit like that. Like, it was just. If anybody can hear anything from this story, man, look, I know with everything that's going on with the police, if you can, if you value your life. I had so many comedians coming to me like, yo, like I had a comedian coming to me like, nigga, we could have lost you. What the fuck is wrong? You know what I'm saying?
So,
and I wasn't thinking about any of that shit. None of
shout
that.
out to them for tasing you and not some motion.
Yeah, tasing like they could have went.
Right.
And then here's the thing. I'm so enraged, right? Like I remember my lawyer showed me a video from the cam because I'm sitting here thinking like these guys are just attacking me, but the camera showed me throwing these niggas around. So like they had to do what they had to do, right?
Right.
I say all that to say, when I go to jail, you don't have no phone.
Right.
I get my bunk. I go to sleep. When I wake up, the first thing I reach under the bed for was a cell phone. There's no cell phone there.
You just thought there was gonna be a cell. You thought there was gonna be a cell phone there.
You go to sleep like, let me go reach like every time I wake up in the morning, I always reach for my phone.
Oh, so you were okay. You were thinking. Okay, I thought you said that you just thought there was gonna be a phone. Okay, hello.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, there's no phone. But guess what? I don't know what's going on outside unless I talk to my pops on the phone.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. So at that moment, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on outside. I don't know who's talking shit. I don't know what's going on social media. I don't know nothing.
Right.
All I know is one of the teachers knew one of the comedians, and this motherfucker made me do a bunch of comedy shows in jail. That's all I remember.
Okay.
What do I know? I'm getting booked for shows in jail.
You gotta do 15 on Cell Block C.
Cell Block C getting paid on noodles. You know what I'm saying? But mentally, it was a social media shutdown for me. I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And I was happy. I was happy. I was able to clear my mind on a lot of things. I was able to see a lot of things clearer. A reason why I bring it up for you is that I feel like what I saw happening with you after a lot of it, and I feel like while a lot of the things were happening to you, was that you were still looking at a lot of the other shit. And what happens is I know that fucked with me for a while. Reason why I had to move out the valley and I had to move to LA because I separated myself from everything. I didn't want to see none of that shit. No, I wasn't ready to see any of that. And I had to mentally position myself and restart life as a man and see things differently. You know, I had to realize, okay, these three aren't my friends because they're not there. Right. Let me bring in these that are there for me. This ain't working for me, but this is. Wow, I'm on this website now because my mind is free and I'm on this situation.
Right.
So when I see Doughboy, when I watched Just Us podcast. I watched a few episodes. I'm subscribed. Y'all niggas got it on 2 different channels. I don't know.
It's Just Us League podcast. But yes, we're putting it on both. We put it on both of ours to build it together to build the other page. So we're gonna move it over.
I don't want because I know Clayton.
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to yours, but I don't want him to be like, homeboy. Like I'm supporting both. I didn't know it was on both. So luckily I'm subscribed to his shit too. But I watch it off your page and I love it. I love the shit. I love the podcast. I really do love the podcast. And that's the first time I can literally say Doe's back.
You're not the first person to say that, bro.
That's the first time. Man, when you were doing all that other shit, which was still good, I felt like you was competing to let motherfuckers know that I'm still that nigga.
Right. You know what?
Right here, you're not doing that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what Teddy Ray told me, man. And shout out to Teddy Ray, man, because Teddy Ray is like my little bro, man, and shit, man. I got so much love for the nigga. But like, Teddy Ray was, Teddy Ray would pull up to the crib, right? He would pull up to the crib when I was going through whatever. Like Teddy would bust down the door, about me to, make sure I'm all right. So it was a point in time, you know what I'm saying, last year I was just going through shit, and he was just like, "Yo, just stop worrying about niggas, bro. Just do you." He was like, "Nigga, you Dre in '96," and I thought about it when he said that. He was just like, you know, like after the, you know what I'm saying, the NWA shit, after the Death Row shit, he had to regroup. He was like, "Nigga, you gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. You're gonna get through shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't think about that shit. Just know that you're gonna be dope in whatever you do." And I like when he said that, I was just like, just first of all, just thanks for even saying something nice. But then it just also let me know to just be like, you know what I'm saying? People go through shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta rebuild. But bro, that's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, to even go back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, like with this, what you're on right now, man, like when you, it's like, and you was talking about that piece that you found when you was locked up, bro. I had that similar piece the second time I went to rehab. So when I go to rehab, November 22nd, 2017, the second time, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the first rehab I went to got raided by the FBI. I've just lived a crazy life. But when I was in rehab the second time, they took my phone. So like, even though I wasn't locked up, I was locked up in the sense I had no contact with the outside world. So I think that there is some level of connection, or maybe just having a healthy disconnect from social media and just shit that's going on, because you're overloading that shit. And I think that that's what, you know, kind of even led to my mental breakdown last year. Like, I was just going online and telling, bro, people, this is one thing I'm gonna tell you too, that like the bigger you start to get in this shit, like, bro, I had somebody last year, because the thing that I just hate, I can always stand on my two about whatever it is, right? Like, all right, cool. Whatever it is, I'm with that. What I hate is bullshit narratives and just how people kind of run with shit and ideas. But bro, like, you know, motherfuckers was online last year making videos. There was a lady that made a video. She was just like, yo, Doughboy's an alcoholic and this, and the third. And motherfuckers act like, bro, I got a 15-year-old daughter. Like, you know, my kid can see this shit, and you sitting here speaking on shit that you ain't got no knowledge of. You don't know me or none of these other parties involved. So shit like that is frustrating, because you know how hard it is to build your name. Like, that's all niggas got is our name. Like, nigga, we all, at the end of the day, that's all we got in this shit, right? Is our name. And then when people just feel like they can throw dirt on your shit, or just, you know, like, I'm not a fan of that shit at all. And that shit was stressing me the fuck out. But then at some point, I just had to just get to the point where I was just like, man, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work with who I work with, and that's just that. I'm not going to address shit I don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to just move forward, but that shit is enough. Like, between what the fans and people were saying social media, and then the politics and the backdoor shit that go on behind closed doors in this industry, bro, it's enough to make anybody lose their fucking mind. So I'm not with none of that shit. So I know I just went on a super long rant.
No, you was good. You was good. I was making sure people was hitting the like button and shit. No, check this out. Real quick, I'm gonna wrap it up in the last 10. We got 10 more minutes. I want to say this to everybody, because we've been on here with a good amount of time, and my daughter's like looking at me like, "Oh, we go,
go be a father.
Let me go be a father." But we got, I'm gonna give like 10 minutes. I'm gonna say, anybody that's brand new, please hit the subscribe button. Please text 202-949-6719 with your name, so you could become a part of Never Miss a Podcast episode or anything that I do on the YouTube page. Help me build this YouTube page, trying to get it a little bit better. Next thing I want to say is, yo, look, check this out, man. I get what you're saying, because you got to understand something. The world needs all right. How could I'm gonna use an example. Okay. Meg Thee Stallion and what's dude's name? What was her ex?
Moneybagg Yo?
No, the nigga Meg Thee Stallion, the nigga that the foot shit, Tory
Lanez.
Tory Lanez. Yeah.
I
never had I was on a show where I had said a joke and people were like, I don't support him. And I had said, I have a soul.
They said that they didn't support you, or
they don't support him. Like, they made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, right. Like, it got edited out. Right. But here's my thing. Right. I don't judge until there's two sides to every story.
Mm-hmm.
This world that we live in, if Doe has more followers, then Doe's story is valid.
Mm.
That's why Kwame Brown is winning right now, because he don't have as many followers as everyone else. So right now he's the people's champ. A lot of times people look at certain shit and how in the fuck somebody's statement got hold on. Shit, I did something by accident. I did some shit. Okay, there we go. Say somebody said Mike got a pink comment. I don't know. I'm over here. I must be touching a lot, but no, shout out to Mike. But I need that like and share thing pinned down. Like I feel like we as people, we have to stop jumping on who we think is. Wait, let's sit out. Yo, whenever I hear some shit, when I heard the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion shit, I heard Meg's story and I heard Tory's story. And I was like, I'm gonna wait till I get I'm not gonna judge Tory and I'm not gonna judge Meg because I've been there. And we need to wait till we hear everything, or just not give a fuck. Because it's not our business. Listen, niggas fuck women and women fuck men. In black relationships, a lot of times there's a lot of shit. Listen, there's a lot of people don't want to admit this, but if you're in a relationship, especially a black relationship, there's some shoves. There's some fuck yous. There's a lot of bitches being called. There's a lot of love most of the time. Listen, I don't get involved in other black love situations. Just like I don't get involved in beef. There's a beef. I'm not saying the names. There's a beef going on right now in comedy. I love both of brothers.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care to talk about it.
Right.
I will continue to work with both. My only goal is to make sure that you guys are good. Y'all handle that. Y'all get on the playground and y'all scrap.
Right.
That's on y'all time. And when that happens, Hitman Holler said something when he battled K Shine. Hitman Holler had the best line. He said, yo, me and Verb, we had a beef. What a lot of y'all don't know is me and Verb, we shot the fire for that. And after that, he did I gave him his first remix, and I did my first It's Showtime. And we learned from that. That was one of my favorite lines. Because we don't need to get involved. The reason why I brought up what me and Doughboy went through is if me and him would have relied on this fucking internet, we wouldn't be here right now to give you this dope ass episode.
And this is a dope ass episode.
A lot of gems, a lot of jewels. Because a lot of people don't know, a lot of people do know, Doe's a dad. I met Doe's daughter when she was about 5, 6. No, hold on. I met you in 2011. How old was your daughter? How old is she now? Doughboy's frozen. Doughboy is frozen. I think that might be the call out of the episode. Doughboy is frozen. Let me see. I might have to get rid of him to bring him back. But this is episode 44. Let me get rid. I don't want him looking like that on the screen. This is episode 44. I hope he can come back. Episode 44 of the Curious Red Flag podcast. I shout out to everybody that watched this episode, man. I hope he can come back. What you guys can do for me is hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Text the number at the bottom of the screen. If y'all want, hit the goddamn Cash App. All of that shit just helps the podcast. Everything goes in to the hold on. This is Doughboy right here, live on the show. Hold on. Yo, I'm live on the mic. Are you coming back?
Yeah, I think something just happened with my Wi-Fi, bro. That shit just went out. I'm trying to get my shit back. Hold on 1 second.
All right, I'm gonna hold it down for you till you come back, so I can outro you out. So you did that. I'm gonna talk to the people real quick.
Give me a couple minutes. I'll be back in.
All right. Doughboy said be back to give a good outro. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys share. make sure you guys show love. Make sure you subscribe. This is the most transparent episode you're gonna get from me. And I had the perfect person on the episode to do it with because we've had so many up and downs. I know the Curious Red Flag. I know a lot of you guys look for me for the stories, and you guys look for me for the comedy. And I'm always gonna give that. But sometimes I want to be able to give y'all the real. Sometimes I want to be able to give you guys a lot of, a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys come from Zoom with the homies. You guys first of all, shout out to every last one of you guys. I know a lot of you guys, there's rumors, there's things you may have heard about me or whatever. And a lot of you guys may have watched this podcast and said to yourself, you know what? Let me see if this man for himself. Shout out to all you guys who have stayed and basically just stayed, and you guys stayed with me, and you guys didn't, you came from other places, and whatever you may have heard about me, you guys grew with me for 44 episodes and 10 episodes in the morning show and 5 episodes in the update show. You guys support me on Zoom with the homies and all that other shit. I love and I appreciate every last one of you guys. Shout out to Doughboy for taking his time out today. Usually the podcast goes about 30 to 40 minutes, but we had a real life moment. And I want you guys, before I let Doe speak again, when the episode is done, because a lot of you guys are in the chat, I need you guys to go at the end of the episode and write a comment about how you felt about the episode, because the chat don't stick in the comments. So at the end of this, just leave a comment how y'all felt about the episode. Let Doe know how you felt about him. Y'all can follow Doughboy. Matter of fact, let me let Doughboy talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, man. The universe was hating for a minute, but my Wi-Fi went out, so I had to hop on my phone. But nah, man, y'all can follow me. Side note, this was a great conversation, and we got to do it again.
Definitely.
I got to get you on the Justice League. I got to get you on a lot of stuff, so we need to definitely.
I'm there.
But y'all can find me everywhere. I am Doughboy everywhere. It's IAMDOBOY. That's everywhere except for YouTube, and it's I Am Doughboy TV. So I Am Doughboy TV on YouTube. I Am Doughboy everywhere else. Thank you for having me, brother. Let me give you your flowers real quick, man. I'm super proud of you. Congratulations on your recent wedding to your beautiful wife.
Thank you, bro.
You guys nothing but, 50, 60, 70 years of happiness and all that good stuff, man. And I'm glad we was able to have this conversation in front of everybody, man. I think it's dope for the culture. Let's get together and get back to work, brother, because I'm excited to do some big things with you.
And let me just say this, because I wanted to clip off what I was saying before you went out, where I'm just telling everybody, listen, final note on this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are human. A lot of us go through shit. A lot of times we don't need to play judge, juror, lawyer, whatever it is. If you guys are fans, just support. Your support is as big as possible. It's easy to choose sides on situations. Sometimes you got to sit back and just watch. I commend Doughboy, because I can honestly say on the internet, there were so many people that were just killing Dope, like in the comment section, killing Doughboy. And Doughboy could have been on something like, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't do that. He didn't, he didn't sit back and retaliate. He can't, because one of your comments I remember you had put one time was like, you was doing your songs and you were like, hey man, I don't want to talk about none of that. Bro, focus. If y'all want to see more of me, this is where I'm eat. And that's a grown man move.
Yeah.
Because 2014 Doughboy would have given you a different answer.
Nigga, you can look at some videos when I went toe-to-toe with some of these motherfuckers. Somebody. So look, see,
like, I'm glad somebody said somebody hit the dislike button on us. But I will say, I'm gonna end with this. Doughboy. Damn, I don't know if I should say this because this person's going through it, but fuck it.
Go ahead.
Doughboy lyrically assassinated somebody years ago.
You can say it. That's an old video. You can say it. I ain't tripping.
Nah, but I don't even want to give that name any type of light, because
but you knew, just put it like this. I used to be out here in that field, and I was disrespected respectful. So I do thank you for recognizing my growth because, yeah.
Yo, man. Hey, I love you, bro. I'm
Love
gonna
you
call you
too,
after the
bro.
show. Doe, you real quick. Mama, I
Yeah.
told you the book. You say you got black privilege, right?
Hold on 1 second. Are you talking about these two books?
Say no more. Those two books helped me a lot. Those two books really helped me a lot. And this book right here.
You need to read this too, bro.
It's up there on that side of the wall. And this right here.
This is decent.
Look behind me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Look, get this book.
Yo, hey, I got an idea.
What's good?
We should start a book club and do it as
I'm with it.
a piece of content.
I'm on the whole thing where I'm like, whatever it is, let's get it. Let's do it.
We could just do a book club. We could do a book club.
Do a whole book club. And this is a good book too. You might want to read right here. I know it's a woman, but Jennifer Lewis, the mother of Hollywood. There are so many stories in here that relate to a lot of this shit that we're talking about. So,
and you also need to read The War of Art.
Not the art that's up there. I can't reach up there right now.
Not the Art of War. The War of
Art. Now I got that up there as somebody that sort of damn. Somebody got good eyes. Look, so this is fellow comedian Miss Pat, and this is her book called The Rabbit. This is a great book, man. Miss Pat is one of the realest niggas comedians. Like and so somebody saw the book was like, oh shit. So yeah, let me shout the book out
and read this too, because bro, for writing Anatomy of Story, this book is Bible, bro.
Let me see the pages. See, that's one of them books that scare you away.
This book will teach you how to write a story, because what I'm learning in story writing, because bro, you know I'm writing movies now, right? So look what's in my room. Let me just show you this really quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, Mo from the D. Shout out Pat. I said what's up. That's one of my people's, Mo.
Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna just
Pat,
do it.
look out for me.
Look, these are all the beats, bro, for writing movies.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's different now, bro.
See, Doe not playing, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a cold summer, bro. So yeah,
let's get it.
Let's do that, bro. Thank you for everything, bro. Thank you for the interview, man. This is great, and I got to come back and do it again.
Love you, bro.
Love you too. 100.
100.
Peace.
Shout out to Doughboy, man. I want to say this episode is probably right now has gotten the most likes on one episode that I've done so far. 59 likes. Mo from the D, do me a favor. Text 202-949-6719 with your name. This is so you will never miss. You'll get a text message or a link for every podcast episode I do, every morning show I do, or anything that I do on YouTube. And please make sure you hit the subscribe button. I love all you guys. I appreciate everybody. Shout out to EC Floyd in here. Shout out to my Facebook people, my Twitch people. This, I want to say, is one for the books. And I had fun today, man. It was, you guys heard a lot of the episode, and please, when the episode is done, make sure that you guys hit the comment section after the show is done, because the chat don't stay up. Go in the comment section and tell me how you feel. Mo from the D, yes, definitely. Jose, I believe Jose just text. Mo from the D, make sure you text the number 2. I'm trying to grow this number log for the podcast. It's strictly not for personal conversation. It is only for growing the podcast and growing the following. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the sub button. Make sure you guys hit the like button. After the show is done, hit the comment section. This Tuesday on the morning show, Curious Red Flag versus the World, I will have special guest Nate Jackson on the show. If you know who Nate Jackson is, Nate Jackson was also on Wild 'N Out. He was also on Comic View. He also has his own comedy club right now in Tacoma. He's a black comedy owner who has his own comedy club. Someone who was in the trenches with a comic such as me and Doughboy. He has his own comedy club. He will be here Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Pacific, 9, 10, 11, 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, 12 p.m. on the East Coast. It's strictly business, both of the D. And tell Miss Pat I said what's up. I gotta get Miss Pat on the show. I have to get Miss Pat. That would be a super big accomplishment. You know, one of the big accomplishments if I could get Miss Pat on here. Miss Pat is real. She's cool as hell. Let me not talk about that too much. I don't want to talk about it too much until I get her. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of y'all. I love y'all. Keep supporting the podcast. Like I said, when the show is done, make sure y'all jump in the comment section and leave y'all comments. And everybody that watched the test run show I did with my daughter, anybody that hasn't watched it, go ahead and check out the 2 episodes I did with my little 7-year-old. My 7-year-old, I had a good conversation together. We was just testing out the mics, and I had so much fun with her on there, and I'm thinking about probably doing more. So go ahead and check that out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to every last one of y'all. Shout out to me. Make sure I shout out all the Cash App people, man, that hit the Cash App. Okay, once again, Jose Martinez, Wade Murphy, man. Shout you 2 guys out today so much. But not just y'all, man. From yesterday, Halima, Terry Lynch, Timothy Brown, Amanda Callis, Wade Murphy, Isaac Gentry, Denoir. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And shit, y'all already know. All right. See y'all Tuesday. And